5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Good morning, and welcome to the 2018 Agency Honor Awards ceremony. My name is Angela McDaniel, and I am the program manager for the Agency Honor Awards program with the Office of Human Capital Management at NASA headquarters. It is my pleasure to introduce our MC for today's ceremony, Ms. Ginger Carrick. Ms. Carrick is a former flight director, currently serving as division chief for Flight Integration Division here at Johnson Space Center. She first came to NASA as a summer intern in 1991 and joined the NASA family permanently in 1994. In 2001, she was selected as the first non-astronaut capsule communicator, and then in 2005 became the first female Hispanic flight director, supporting numerous international space station and shuttle missions. We are thrilled to have her here with us today. So please help me welcome Ginger to the stage.
Thank you, Angie. Before we begin the celebration of excellence and distinguished contributions of today's honorees, we ask those who are able to please rise for the presentation of colors by the Clear Falls High School Army JROTC Color Guard and the performance of the national anthem from the Clear Falls High School Troubadours under the direction of Ms. Jill Fetty.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er let the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Harry, colors. Right, hey. Both way. Up.
We would like to extend our appreciation to the Clear Falls High School Army JROTC Color Guard, and thank you, Clear Falls High School Troubadours, for your outstanding performance. Let's give them all a round of applause. At this time, I would like to invite our host, the director of NASA Johnson Space Center, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Mark Geyer.
I think I'll just stop there. We're good. Hey, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. It's really an honor to have you here today. Also to have our administrator, Jim, and Steve, the AA, here today, and all the distinguished honorees that are going to be announced today. So we do a lot of things at Johnson Space Center, Space Station, support commercial crew, Orion, human health and performance, among many other tasks. But all of those tasks require close coordination and partnerships with other NASA centers. So it takes a great NASA team to accomplish these complex tasks we've been given. And that's really what's exciting about this particular event, because it's honorees all around NASA. And that's what it takes for us pulling together to accomplish the work that we've been given. And so the added bonus for you today is that you're in Houston in August. So I'm sure that was something that was thrilling for you. Fortunately, the tours that you'll get a chance to take a part of are all inside. So just to let you know, not to be fearful. Anyway, so again, welcome and congratulations to all of you and also all your families that are part of how we succeed in our everyday lives. And congratulations on this well-deserved honor. So now I have the pleasure of introducing Steve Jerzyk, NASA's Associate Administrator.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's really exciting for me to be here today for lots of reasons. A, I'm not in Washington, D.C. That's always a good day for me. B, I get to come to a NASA center and see all the hardworking people here in Houston that just do the amazing work for the agency and the nation at the Johnson Space Center. I get to see hardware. I got to see hardware this morning and hopefully some more today. And most importantly, we get to honor our awardees today, receiving the agency's highest recognition and most distinguished recognition. So it's just this is the most fun thing that in a job where I'm really more of a government bureaucrat than an engineer. This is the most fun thing we get to do, is recognize the accomplishments of our employees, our individuals, and our teams. So congratulations to each of the awardees. And I want to take the time to thank the families of the awardees. I know I could not have accomplished what I have accomplished in my life and career without my family. And so I'd like to recognize them, and let's give them a round of applause. So, what we do, we recognize individuals today, but what we do is really a team sport. It really is. To accomplish the amazing missions, to do the amazing things we do, takes a team of really talented and dedicated individuals. I really think, I think we live the values of the agency as we define them. Safety, and nothing we do is harder and more riskier than flying people in space, and we do that out of the Johnson Space Center. Integrity, I could not be more proud of the people and integrity of the people in this agency. Teamwork, again, this is a team sport, and teamwork is critical, and then excellence. Excellence in everything we do. And it just amazes me every day to see the people at this agency live those values day in and day out. And I'm just so proud of them. This is an incredibly exciting time to be in the aerospace business, number one. I mean, there's just so much exciting things going on in science and technology and missions. Here in the U.S., internationally, at NASA with our commercial partners. It's just incredible what is going on right now. And we were talking earlier about the amount of development activities we have ongoing in this agency across the mission directors is just incredible. It is Jim mentioned this, it's probably more development activity than we had ongoing during the Apollo days. It's just really incredible, and I'm just really excited to be part of it. I'm coming up on 30 years in September at the agency, and I come into work every day being excited about what we do. In the past year, I'm going to name a few things that we've done and are going to do in the past year or so. I'm going to miss a lot of things, but I'm going to go through this list real quick. So we've begun to implement the 3 new space policy directives, starting with Space Policy Directive 1, which is taking us back to the moon. Or I said forward to the moon, right? Yeah, thank you, Jim. Forward to the moon. And then eventually on to Mars, right? That's our horizon goal. That's our destination. We've launched another mission to Mars, InSight. It's on its way. It's going to land around Thanksgiving timeframe and sense Mars quakes and the structure underneath the surface of Mars. You saw the announcement of the large body of water underground at Mars. So it's amazing what we learn with every mission and every discovery on that planet. Launched a mission to search for more exoplanets, the TESS mission, right? It's gonna leverage what Hubble and others have done, and then when the James Space Telescope launches, it's going to accelerate our exoplanet research and discovery. We've made rapid progress towards commercial crew, and you'll hear a lot about that tomorrow. And we'll be launching, crew from U.S. soil here in the next year sometime. Selected 6 women and men to join the elite corps of flight directors, lead mission control here at the Johnson Space Center. Asked industry for input on putting commercial landers on the moon, so we have the commercial lander payload services. And we're taking risks there. Jim mentioned this also earlier, that we're going to maybe do 6 missions and several of them fail, and some will succeed, and we'll learn with our industry partners. 304 proposals for small businesses, through our SBIR program, which is still really strong. And then in Aero, we're developing a piloted X-plane, the first one that in a long time, the X-59 low boom flight demonstrator, to demonstrate the abilities for super acceptable noise for supersonic flight over land. So that's all really exciting, and that was just scratching the surface. Finally, I want to commend each of our distinguished honorees for not only what they have accomplished in their career or for their organizations and their programs, but also for being mentors and for giving back to the agency. I know one of the things that I really appreciated in my career is having really great mentors. Sometimes they were my supervisor, sometimes they were somebody I was working on a project, or sometimes they were just somebody I ran into on the softball field and got to talk to. And I've really valued that part of my career development. So I thank our RVs for kind of paying it forward and being really great mentors. So I hope all of you will take pride in what we do. And it is a high calling. There's a selflessness, to your dedication to the agency and the community that we call NASA. We've been ranked by the employees as the best place to work in the federal government for the last 6 years, and I really take pride in that, particularly as a leader of the organization. So with that, I'm sort of the warm-up act. All right, and now it's my pleasure to introduce the man who has been moving our agency forward during a time of great excitement and what we're doing. So please join me in welcoming NASA's Administrator, Jim Bridenstine.
Thank you, Steve, for those great words. It's a real honor to be here. And I know we have already thanked the families, which is important. I want to give a round of applause, if you will, to the Clear Falls ROTC group, and of course, it was Army ROTC, and the Clear Falls choir. If we could, they did a fantastic job. A lot of talent there, a lot of talent. And of course, that might be because they might have some parents that work at NASA. That could be a part of it. But what an honor to be here. So many deserving people that we get to honor today. And I want to start just by saying for the families that are here, and I know there's a lot of family members here, and this has been amazing to me since I've been the administrator. Every time we put a job for NASA online, we get hundreds of resumes. Not a dozen, not even dozens. We get hundreds of resumes. One opening for the Office of Interagency and International Relations gets over 400 applications for one opening. And so you think about the people that are in this audience that are getting an award today, and I know these, a lot of the folks here, we're talking about people senior in their careers. But this is a very special agency. It's been the best place to work in the federal government for 7 years. People from all over the world want to work at NASA. I saw some people clapping over there for that. You can absolutely do that. People all over the world want to work for NASA. And every job opening gets hundreds of applications. And here's what's even more astonishing. The turnover at NASA is exceptionally low. So when you think about the fact how hard it is to even get a job at NASA, I was at Langley 2 days ago talking to interns. They had over 6,000 applicants to be an intern at Langley. I'm sure the numbers are probably approaching that here at Johnson, if not higher. Over 6,000 applicants, and they accepted 300 interns, which is a lot of interns for a center the size of Langley. But the principle here is that there are so many people in this country that want to work for this agency, and it is so difficult to even get a job to work here. And then when you work here, you are competing for promotions against the most talented pool of people in the country. And you think about all that, and then you think about the fact that when you do work here, the turnover on an annual basis is around 4%, which is astonishingly low, which means people don't rise through the ranks because other people leave. They rise through the ranks because they are very competitive amongst the most competitive people in the country working at the best agency to work in the United States federal government. And then you think about the fact that the awards that are being given out today, you have distinguished yourselves not only by rising through the ranks of leadership within the organization, but now receiving some of the highest awards that NASA can give. So the people that are here today getting these very prestigious awards know that this is a really big deal. And I know that, and I want to make sure your families understand that. And there are people watching maybe on the NASA channel or on social media, people that work for NASA that are looking to the recipients today, and they're saying, you know what, I want to be like that person as I rise through the ranks at NASA. So you are an inspiration to the next generation of leaders coming up even right now today. One other thing I want to bring to your attention is this, and I was just made aware of this a few moments ago. As a military pilot myself, we have medals and ribbons that we wear. The awards that are being given today are awards that if you're in the military, maybe there are people here in the National Guard or in the reserves, if you're in the military, you get to wear this award on your uniform. So this is not just a NASA award. This is an award that is recognized throughout military service as well. So this is a really, really big deal. And I read through the bios of the people who are receiving these awards. So many talented folks. And many of the folks that are here, in fact, I met just a couple of days ago at Langley, and others, of course, from headquarters and from Goddard that I've met. And there's so many others that I haven't met yet, but I can't wait to get to know. So what an amazing opportunity for me to be here at Johnson, to be able to participate in this activity and get to know some of the most talented people within the agency, and maybe have this as an opportunity to inspire another generation of folks that would like to one day earn these same achievements. So with that, Steve Jerzyk, if you'd like to come back up, it's time to start giving some awards. So thank you all so much.
Thank you, Mr. Bridenstine, Mr. Jerzyk, and Mr. Geyer for your enthusiasm and leadership, and for your acknowledgement of the extraordinary people we have supporting the NASA mission across the agency. So with that, we'd like to begin the presentation of awards. Each year, the NASA Administrator recognizes individuals who have contributed substantially with distinguished service to NASA's mission success. The individuals being honored today have been selected to receive one of two of the highest honors that NASA offers. First is the Distinguished Service Medal, NASA's highest form of recognition that is awarded to a government employee who, by distinguished service, ability, or vision, has personally contributed to NASA's advancement of United States' interests. The individual's achievement or contribution must demonstrate a level of excellence that has made a profound or indelible impact on NASA mission success, and therefore the contribution is so extraordinary that other forms of recognition by NASA would be simply inadequate. Wow. So with that, our first honoree is Mr. Theodore Ted Adams.
Ted Adams was nominated for this prestigious award because he consistently provides excellence in all that he does. He possesses a high level of technical competence and outstanding people skills. He is a great communicator, mentor, and coach, and is always willing to help others and help resolve problems. KSC has been honored to have Ted as part of their team for 28 years, and during that time, he has contributed to multiple spaceflight programs. Ted is currently serving as the Exploration Mission 1 Mobile Launcher Deputy Program Manager for the Exploration Ground Systems Program. He wears many hats and consistently goes above and beyond. His efforts, his knowledge, and his dedication are obvious contributors to the successful construction of the first mobile launcher that will support EM-1 and future missions. Congratulations, Ted. You are a vital asset to KSC and our great agency. You are very deserving of this level of recognition, and the KSC family is very proud of you.
Mr. Adams is being recognized for exhibiting distinguished service and extraordinary leadership, resulting in significant contributions for mission success. The next honoree is Dr. Gail Allen.
Congratulations to Gail on receiving the Distinguished Service Medal. Gail has been a really effective science leader for the agency over many years. First, at the program level, she's led several programs that achieved outstanding science research results. And then more recently, Gail served as the Deputy Agency Chief Scientist and the agency's Chief Scientist. In those roles, she was an amazing ambassador for the agency in communicating our science research and accomplishments, not only nationally but internationally. She did a great job working with the administration as well as Congress on addressing science policy issues and challenges. And then she also did an amazing job working with the mission directorates and the centers on ensuring that we had a robust and diverse science research portfolio across the agency. We miss Gail, and we wish her the best of luck in the future.
Dr. Allen is being recognized for distinguished and sustained service, providing senior executive leadership of science and technology programs at NASA, and as the senior advisor to NASA leadership on all scientific endeavors of the agency, as well as her work inside and outside the agency to empower women to reach their full potential. The next honoree is Dr. Christine DelCastro.
Dr. Christine DelCastro has been serving NASA and the nation since 1980. During her illustrious career, she has made compelling contributions to reduce the number of aircraft accidents due to pilot loss of control. Loss of control is a key contributor to fatal accidents across all aircraft types. It is a complex problem because it results from numerous hazards that often occur in combination. Chris has worked to mitigate this problem with many partners, including the National Transportation Safety Board. She has developed advanced modeling technologies, control system technologies, and test capabilities. She has analyzed large sets of loss of control accidents, identified worst-case scenarios, and mitigated them. Her efforts have enabled great improvements in pilot training for aircraft stall recovery. This training is now mandated by Congress and is being implemented by the FAA and the International Civil Aviation Organization. Her research will have long-lasting implications for national and international efforts in eliminating loss of control aircraft accidents and saving human lives.
Dr. DelCastro is being recognized for dedicated service to NASA in advancing resilient system technologies for aircraft loss of control prevention and recovery, and for autonomous vehicle systems of the future. Our next honoree is Dr. John Charles.
Hello, my name is Catherine Kerner, and it's my honor as Director of Human Health and Performance at the NASA Johnson Space Center to recognize and congratulate Dr. John Charles as the recipient of the Distinguished Service Medal. After 35 years of service to the agency, John recently retired. His remarkable career encompassed many extraordinary achievements. John first arrived at the Johnson Space Center as a postdoctoral fellow before becoming a civil servant. He co-developed countermeasures to protect space shuttle astronauts from orthostatic intolerance during re-entry and landing. He investigated the cardiovascular effects of spaceflight during the shuttle program and the Russian space station Mir. He coordinated NASA's biomedical, biological, and microgravity investigations as a mission scientist on several Russian and U.S. missions. As the Human Research Program's Associate Manager for International Science, John led NASA's Space Life Sciences planning for the joint U.S.-Russian one-year mission on ISS, including the Twin Study. As Chief of the International Office, he led the coordination of research requirements across 5 different partner agencies into a single multilateral human research portfolio. As the HRP's chief scientist, John assured a balanced portfolio of research was established to resolve the greatest risks to humans on deep space expeditions. John retired from NASA on February 22, 2018, as HRP Associate Director for Exploration Research Planning after nearly 33 years as a life sciences investigator and manager. John is highly respected in the science community for his vast knowledge and historical perspective. He is a seasoned scientist known globally for his expertise and contributions to human space exploration. John has published 75 scientific papers and space history articles. He has been honored with many professional awards, including the National Space Club and Foundation Eagle Manned Mission Award in 2017, the Aerospace Medicine Association's Joe Kerwin and Hubertus Stronghold Awards, and NASA's Silver Snoopy, Exceptional Service Medal, and Exceptional Achievement Medal. In retirement, John elected to hold emeritus status in the JSC Human Health and Performance Directorate as the senior-level spaceflight physiology and programmatic expert. He served as a mentor in developing scientists in his field and aiding in experiment design and conduct. He specializes in human system risk communications and translating research results from the bench to operations. Dr. Charles has had an exceptional career and is highly deserving of this Distinguished Service Medal.
Dr. Charles is being recognized for exceptional leadership as the Human Research Program Chief Scientist and advancement of NASA's human spaceflight mission. Our next honoree is being recognized posthumously, Dr. Cornelius Neil Garros.
Neil Garros was one of NASA's most distinguished scientists. He was best known as being the principal investigator of the Swift Gamma Ray Observatory, which was renamed in his honor after his passing. Swift revolutionized the study of gamma ray bursts and time-variable cosmic phenomena. Neil was also the project scientist for the WFIRST mission, and prior to that, the project scientist for the Compton Gamma Ray Observatory. He was a member of the National Academy of Sciences and won many international prizes. He has hundreds of publications in his name. Most importantly, Neil was a valued friend and colleague to astronomers both within NASA and around the world. In particular, he would always take the time out to encourage and mentor students. Neil's legacy lives on both scientifically through Swift, but also amongst all of us whose lives he influenced and inspired.
Miss Ellen Williams will be accepting this honor today on behalf of her late husband. Dr. Garros is being honored for an exceptional lifetime of outstanding contributions to NASA. The next honoree is Miss Pamela Haynes.
Pam Haynes was nominated for the Distinguished Service Medal because of her outstanding leadership in envisioning and executing major programmatic transformation for all NASA applications. This has greatly contributed to improved financial and information technology management across NASA. Her devotion, dedication, and drive have led her to surpass expectations with her exceptional leadership qualities. Pam has served this organization for 35 years and should be recognized with this Distinguished Service Medal. And Pam, on a special personal note, thank you so much for all you've done for NASA and Marshall Space Flight Center. Your leadership, your ability to mentor, and how you have paid it forward for the rest of the community will never be forgotten. Thank you so much for all you do. Your award is so deserved.
Ms. Haynes is being recognized for outstanding leadership in envisioning and executing a major programmatic transformation of the applications management functions for all NASA applications. Our next honoree is Mr. Kenneth Heumann.
Ken Heumann has served as an exemplary leader as Stennis Space Center's Associate Director since 2010. His distinguished career spans nearly 40 years of service to NASA and the nation. When he began his career in 1978, he was the only NASA attorney at what would become Stennis Space Center. Just 8 years later, he was named the center's chief counsel and served in that capacity for 21 years. During that time, he provided the legal foundations for Stennis Space Center's unique multi-agency federal city and spearheaded the development of many innovative agreements with commercial companies, including the first one to allow a commercial company to operate a major NASA test facility. He was also instrumental in leading the center's recovery from Hurricane Katrina. In 2007, he was named Deputy Manager of the ISS External Integration Office at Johnson Space Center. In that position, Ken developed strategy and helped manage collaboration with all the ISS international partners during a period of transition from construction to utilization while preparing for retirement of the shuttle. Ken's remarkable achievements at Stennis and in NASA's human spaceflight programs make him richly deserving of this award.
Mr. Heumann is being recognized for sustained exceptional service and distinguished leadership, contributing to the success of John C. Stennis Space Center and the NASA mission. The next honoree is Mr. Bob Jacobs.
Congratulations, Bob, on receiving this well-deserved award and recognition. Bob has done an incredible job over his 20-plus years at NASA in communicating what we do at the agency to our worldwide audience. He brought the agency into the digital age. Our website is amazing and won many awards, and our social media presence, I think, is just really highly effective and very impressive. We thank Bob for his leadership in accomplishing all that. Bob also has driven us to have a more integrated set of communications, strategies, and campaigns. I think that has served us really well in the past, and I think it's going to serve us well moving forward also. I've really enjoyed working with Bob over my career, and particularly my 3+ years at NASA headquarters, and look forward to continuing working with him. Congratulations, Bob.
Mr. Jacobs is being recognized for outstanding, creative, and innovative communications efforts that have transformed NASA's engagement with the American people. And Mr. Jacobs, if you're not busy and you could stop by the 8th floor, Building 1 in the Flight Operations Directorate, we could use some help with our website. Thank you. So our next honoree is Miss Deborah Johnson.
Deborah Johnson has been the head of JSC's procurement office for 14 years, managing almost 1/3 of the entire agency's contracts. Many of these are multi-billion-dollar contracts, including the ISS Sustaining Engineering Contract, the Orion Contract, and 2 commercial resupply services contracts in support of ISS. What is most noteworthy is her emphasis on innovation within procurement and on developing and listening to her people. Deborah led the agency in moving to a paperless source evaluation board process. She's been a pioneer in adopting streamlined acquisition mechanisms now used across the agency. And she rose to the agency challenge of reducing mission support expenditures and duplication by strategically decreasing the number of contracts at JSC by more than 20% in 3 years, while maintaining small business spending amounts. She and her office are utilized across the agency in supporting acquisitions that create or expand opportunities for commercial space. She's also created a strong organization by supporting and developing her people. She works closely with the Chief Financial Office to streamline processes that involved both organizations and educate people from both on each other's roles. She has a mechanism by which anyone in her organization can bring a new idea or suggestion directly to her, and I've talked with many people in her organization who have done just that. It's just one example of how Deborah encourages innovation and demonstrates that she values her people.
Ms. Johnson is being recognized for sustained outstanding leadership of the NASA Johnson Space Center Office of Procurement. The next honoree is Ms. Dawn Lowe.
Because of her extraordinary achievements and service, Dawn Lowe deserves to be recognized with the Distinguished Service Medal. Her service is reflected in all of her accomplishments on the part of NASA and particularly Earth science. Her lasting legacy has been to exceed existing capabilities to meet the needs of the future and to find innovative ways to evolve older technology into new systems. Her leadership and vision for the Earth Observing System Data and Information System, EOS-DIS, is reflected in the fact that this system has been operational for over 20 years and will continue well into the future. The versatility of the EOS-DIS architecture has allowed it to evolve to meet NASA's Earth science needs. Ms. Lowe's contributions have left a lasting impact at the center, agency, and among other organizations. Dawn has always approached her work with an open, inclusive leadership style and shares her expertise to ensure a standard of excellence is passed to each project for generations to come.
Ms. Lowe is being recognized for exceptional leadership and significant contributions to the development and operations of NASA's key ground and science systems. Our next honoree is my former mentor and neighbor, Mr. Joel Montalbano.
So what can I say about Joel Montalbano? Joel's one of the outstanding leaders of the agency. Joel serves as Deputy Program Manager for ISS, and he's in charge of utilization, but Joel does so much more than that. Not only does he help us with utilizing the ISS and breaking new ground and using the International Space Station for commercialization, Joel directs the team, he comes up with great ideas, and really helps us guide through these uncharted waters. Joel also is great with the international partners, a tremendous experience. Joel lived in Russia for many years, and now he helps us with all the work we do with the partners, not only with ISS business, but he's actually leading us into deep space. So Joel has worked with all the international partners in helping us define what the next step in human exploration or the deep space gateway can be. So Joel really has a bent, a talent for building a team, not only with U.S. people, but with international partners. And his leadership is recognized not only in the ISS program, around the agency, but internationally. And so Joel's very much deserving of this award.
Mr. Montalbano is being recognized for exceptional vision, technical leadership, and dedication, advancing the mission of NASA and the International Space Station program. Since we've been going a while and could probably use a little smile, I'll share a story with you. Joel said he was a little bit worried because Kirk had submitted 2 lists, a list for awards and a list for potential furlough candidates. So he was quite pleased to find out today which list he was on. Yes, I might be on the furlough list after that joke. So the next honoree is Mr. Jonathan Pettis.
Jonathan Pettis was nominated for the Distinguished Service Medal because of his profound impact on NASA's mission success. Jonathan has led large-scale, agency-wide transformation projects that have resulted in new processes that will address long-standing issues, improving the center and the agency. His dedication and insight was instrumental in gaining the momentum and approval necessary for major restructuring projects that will benefit the future success of Marshall Space Flight Center. It's been a pleasure working with Jonathan. He is most deserving of this award. Jonathan, on a special note, thank you so much for all you've done as the Associate Director at Marshall Space Flight Center. Your courage, your wisdom, and your knowledge, and your friendship have meant a lot. Good luck in the future, and you're well deserving of this award.
Mr. Pettis is being recognized for distinguished service to NASA that has made a profound impact on NASA's mission success. Our next honoree is Dr. Dennis Reuter.
Dennis Reuter is especially deserving of the Distinguished Service Medal. He's been involved in a large number of Earth and planetary science missions, and this includes developing instruments for Earth Observer 1, the LISA Atmospheric Corrector, for New Horizons RALPH, for the Landsat 8 Thermal Infrared Sensor, Landsat 9 TIRS 2, and the OSIRIS-REx OVIRS instruments, among others. One example of the great science that's come from these is the surface composition of Pluto that was mapped out by RALPH and included spectra that was shown on the marquee in New York City's Times Square. Dennis is a great mentor and an all-around great guy to work with, but his exceptional science career and distinguished contributions to the agency's goals and to advancing scientific knowledge have really made him deserving of the Distinguished Service Medal.
Dr. Reuter is being recognized for a distinguished career of Earth and planetary science instrument development and science achievements. Our next honoree is Mr. Michael Samson.
Mike, I nominated you for this award because you have been such a huge leader and such a change maker in the agency for Triple E Parts Engineering. We worked together for quite a long time, probably the longest I've worked with anyone in NASA. And we've discovered a lot of things together, and you've made a huge impact. You've impacted my career, but you've also mentored so many other people. You've collaborated across many different organizations, both inside of NASA, across the different centers. You've gone outside of NASA with DoD and with industry, and even across the oceans internationally. You're internationally recognized as someone who really cares deeply about safety and mission success of all space programs, and someone who really wants to understand the technology and what makes Triple parts contribute to mission success. So thank you very much from me. Thank you from all the people that you've mentored, all the programs that you've helped, all the people that have called you cold call, and you've answered the phone and engaged with them and helped them, and helped all of us understand the importance of Triple parts assurance and how to make that work, and how to move into the future. So thank you, Mike.
Mr. Samson is being recognized for a distinguished career of service to NASA in electrical, electronic, and electromechanical, or Triple E, parts assurance. The next honoree is Mr. Christopher Singer.
Chris, on behalf of the men and women here at the Marshall Space Flight Center and all across this agency, it is truly my honor to be just a small part of today's presentation for your Distinguished Service Medal. Chris has played significant leadership roles in many of our nation's spaceflight programs, including all of our shuttle propulsion elements, including the work he's done on our International Space Station environmental control and life support systems, and also many of our science payloads that are currently flying on the International Space Station today. Chris has been a leader in each and every one of the propulsion technologies that have been developed here and are continuing to enable our nation's future in space. Once again, Chris, it's been great to be a part of this. You are so deserving of this Distinguished Service Medal. Best of luck in the future.
Mr. Singer is being recognized for extraordinary and distinguished leadership service in the development of NASA's human spaceflight missions and programs. Our next honoree is Dr. Hanwat Singh.
It's a great pleasure to have been able to nominate Dr. Hanwat Singh for this Distinguished Service Medal. Dr. Singh has been a researcher at NASA Ames Research Center for over 3 decades, focusing on understanding the Earth's climate and atmosphere and the changes caused both naturally and by human activity. Dr. Singh has revealed some of the harmful pollutants in the Earth's atmosphere and how far they travel and how long they last and the wide-ranging impact they have on the climate and human health. Dr. Singh is a world-recognized international expert in this area, and it is with great honor that he received this award.
Dr. Singh is being recognized for seminal contributions in understanding the Earth's natural atmosphere and the global change resulting from human activities. Our next honoree is Mr. Joseph Onsever.
Joe's been working at NASA for over 40 years and maintains a healthy level of curiosity. His love for NASA and the work that we do, from the top-level science to the workings of individual bolts and chips in our systems, is just extraordinary to see and listen to him speak about. His thirst for knowledge and propensity to question everything is exactly what you want when it comes to ensuring mission success. And so we depend on him to lead our engineering standards program and review every waiver to our requirements. He does so with a tenacity and level of scrutiny that leaves no doubt that the success of every NASA mission is something he considers near and dear to his heart. Joe's love for knowledge and the scientific process extends beyond the walls of NASA as well. He also finds time to volunteer for student events and recently served as a judge for the Anne Arundel County Science Fair. Joe's dedication to science, engineering, and the basic values that NASA represents is why I nominated him for the Distinguished Service Medal. And I am overjoyed to see him receiving this award today.
Mr. Onsever is being recognized for exceptional and outstanding mission support for over 4 decades. Our next honoree is Dr. Joseph Zawadny.
I am thrilled that Joe Zawadny will be receiving the Distinguished Service Medal. Over his 30-year career at NASA, Joe has made enormous contributions to our understanding of the Earth. One of the hardest things that we do at NASA is to make measurements of the Earth remotely from space. And a person like Joe, who understands not only the hardware, the engineering of how to make the measurement, the science of turning those measurements into data, but then most importantly, turning that data into knowledge that we can use as a society to continue to make choices going forward. Joe's been exemplary at this, as has been evidenced by his over 150 papers in the scientific literature. Joe's also made a major contribution in creating that next generation of scientists that can further on his legacy by mentoring young students and also fostering PhD students. All in all, Joe epitomizes what it means to be distinguished service. He's provided 30 years of service to NASA, 30 years of service to the scientific community, but most importantly, 30 years of service to the U.S. population and really the population of the world in helping us understand our home planet. So Joe, congratulations on a very well-deserved award.
Dr. Zawadny is being recognized for sustained distinguished contributions to an increased scientific understanding of the Earth's upper atmosphere. All right, let's have another round of applause for all of our Distinguished Service Medal honorees. Our second and final presentation is the Distinguished Public Service Medal. NASA's highest form of recognition that is awarded to any non-government individual or to an individual that was not a government employee during the period in which the service was performed, whose distinguished service, ability, or vision has personally contributed to NASA's advancement of United States' interests. The individual's achievement or contribution must demonstrate a level of excellence that has made a profound or indelible impact to NASA's mission success. Therefore, the contribution is so extraordinary that other forms of recognition by NASA would be inadequate. Our first honoree is Mr. John Magasano.
John Magasano is being recognized for nearly 2 decades of distinguished support to NASA's Launch Services Program
providing industry-recognized subject matter expertise in the area of guidance, navigation, and flight controls for more than 20 of NASA's high-profile deep space and planetary missions flying on Atlas and Delta IV vehicles, including missions to Mars, Jupiter, an asteroid, and even our Sun. John has also played a direct critical role in the successful launches of numerous Earth observation and science missions. Those of us routinely impacted by hurricanes know how important those weather satellites are. Whenever an issue related to a flight computer or navigation system would arise, the first question is always, what does John have to say about the issue? And his advice and consult are highly regarded throughout the launch vehicle and aerospace industry. John, thank you for your outstanding support and congratulations for a medal that is very well deserved.
Mr. Magasano is being recognized for sustained superior support to the NASA Launch Services Program since January of 2001. Our next honoree is Dr. William McClintock.
Dr. Bill McClintock is an extraordinary leader in designing and building ultraviolet imagers for scientific investigations of the space environment. His expertise has enabled studies across a wide range of scientific disciplines, including earth science, planetary sciences, and heliophysics. Some of his accomplishments include his lead role in providing ultraviolet instruments for NASA's SOURCE mission to study solar radiation and climate, as well as the Cassini, Messenger, and MAVEN missions to study the atmospheres of Saturn, Mercury, and Mars. Dr. McClintock's latest and most advanced UV imager was built for NASA's GOLD mission to study the Earth's upper atmosphere. GOLD launched in 2018 as a hosted payload on a commercial communications satellite, which is just one example of Dr. McClintock's innovative approach to space exploration, which really paves the way for future missions. So thank you, Bill McClintock, for your exciting achievements.
Dr. McClintock is being recognized for significant and lasting scientific and technical contributions in ultraviolet imaging, enabling major scientific advances in heliophysics, planetary, and earth sciences. The next honoree is Mr. Jim Paulson.
Jim Paulson has been nominated for the NASA Distinguished Public Service Medal. Over his 40-year career, Jim has made innumerable contributions to safe human spaceflight, primarily with the Space Shuttle main engine, later the RS-25 engine. Under Jim's watch, the Space Shuttle main engine had a flawless record in terms of safety and operational performance, and that didn't just happen. Jim's leadership was instrumental in making it happen. Jim once told me that what we do in human spaceflight is more than just a job and more than the opportunity to work on challenging engineering things. It's a calling. I don't know of one single person who has contributed more to the calling of safe and successful human spaceflight than Jim Paulson. Jim, on a personal note, thank you for your friendship, thank you for your leadership, and thank you for your contributions to America's space program.
Mr. Paulson is being recognized for exemplary engineering and program leadership of the Space Shuttle main engine and Space Launch System RS-25 engine programs. Our next honoree is Dr. Byron Tapley.
Byron Tapley's technical contributions are legendary, but this award is for something more than that. It's for helping to create an international community of satellite geodesy. For the Topex-Poseidon mission, you helped pioneer a level of precision orbit determination never before achieved, and this opened up a whole new world of precision oceanography and satellite geodesy. With the GRACE mission, you and your team helped NASA generate the first time variable gravity maps, which has opened a whole new door on the world hydrological cycle, including groundwater storage, polar ice sheets and how they change, and deep oceanography. But even beyond that, Byron and his group created a whole generation of leaders, leaders within NASA, leaders within academia, and leaders around the world. And there's no greater legacy a man can leave than a new generation of leadership. Byron, congratulations on this award.
Dr. Tapley is being recognized for distinguished service and leadership to NASA in the creation and advancement of space geodesy and for the education and mentoring of young engineers. The next honoree is Dr. Yervan Terzian.
Yervan Terzian would cause those in his audience to believe that they had been enlightened by his revealing some of the secrets of God's universe. He also applied humor to keep the audience engaged. I remember one time he gave a talk about we need to learn more about our star by taking a journey to the sun. You wonder how that's possible? And he told his audience, well, we're going to go at night. He was designated a lecturer by the American Astronomical Society, and he made visits all around the United States. For 12 years he did that at colleges and universities. The New York Space Grant Consortium chose him as a director, and that lasted for 20 years. He would evoke comprehension and wonder in his students. He has dedicated himself to teaching. These accomplishments testify to Yervan's deserving of NASA's Distinguished Public Service Award.
Dr. Terzian is being recognized for sustained and exceptional public service by integrating research and education in space science over several decades. Our final honoree today is Dr. Edward Wright.
Ned Wright is an exceptional scientist. His breadth of knowledge and depth of intellect have been indispensable to the success of many NASA missions, including the Cosmic Background Explorer, the Wilkinson Microwave Anisotropy Probe, and the Spitzer and Wide Field Infrared Survey Explorer infrared space telescopes. Ned began his travels to space in 1976 with a balloon-borne telescope that he helped to design, build, and operate. Later, Ned served as leader of the Cosmic Background Explorer Science Data Team. He helped decode the cosmological consequences of the cosmic microwave background and provided an interpretation of its famous anisotropy. As a co-investigator for WMAP, Ned's contributions to the mission survey design and data algorithms were pivotal. He and his colleagues helped establish the standard model of cosmology, in which we live in a flat universe dominated by dark energy and populated with cold, dark matter. More recently, Ned served as principal investigator for the Wide Field Infrared Survey Explorer, a mission to map the entire sky in 4 infrared colors. Largely thanks to Ned, WISE was a simple, elegantly designed mission, completed on cost and on schedule with an incredible scientific payback. WISE discovered the coolest brown dwarf, the most luminous galaxy, and the most distant quasar. Ned has served NASA to bring missions to the launch pad and to produce profound conclusions from the data collected. I have been honored to work with Ned, and I have enjoyed his calm, collected leadership and wonderful dry sense of humor. Congratulations, Ned.
That's good. Well played. Dr. Wright is being recognized for extraordinary contributions to NASA in multiple fields of research, from the cosmology of the microwave background to the astronomy of the infrared sky. At this time, we would like to take a moment to recognize those distinguished honorees that could not join us today.
Mr. Charles Dovale.
When I read about the NASA's Distinguished Service Medal, the first person I thought of was Chuck Duvall. He has been at NASA for 35 years. You'd never know it by looking at how young he is. He started as a stay-in-school student when he came down from New York to Cocoa in his senior year of high school, and he's been with NASA ever since. He started in the Expendable Launch Vehicle program, where every single day he is an asset to the program and to everything that I do. I really appreciate everything that he does. He is certainly someone who brings out the best in the team and brings out the best in the center, and has helped 200 missions for NASA's Science Directorate get to orbit. He is excellent, and congratulations, Chuck, you really deserve this. The whole LSP team is really proud of you.
Mr. Dovale is being recognized for distinguished and extensive contributions to NASA, the nation, and the world by enabling the launches of over 200 robotic space missions on expendable launch vehicles. Mr. Philip Eberspeaker.
I'm honored to speak about the notable career of Phil Eberspeaker and why we nominated him for NASA's Distinguished Service Medal, the highest civil servant award. Phil became chief of the Sounding Rocket Program in 2002, and in the years that followed, turned it into a world-class science research program. Phil's valuable management skills helped establish a highly capable staff of technical experts, and under his direction, his team not only developed an innovative, responsive scientific research and technology program, but also a training ground for the next generation of mission principal investigators. Congratulations, Phil. We at NASA are grateful for the visionary leadership and direction you have provided to NASA's Sounding Rocket Program.
Mr. Eberspeaker is being recognized for sustained visionary leadership and direction of the NASA Sounding Rocket Program and its continuous facilitation of first-rate scientific research. Mr. James Free.
Yeah, Mr. Free received the Distinguished Service Medal from NASA for a variety of activities. You know, if I look through his career at NASA, he's done a variety of jobs, from being at the Glenn Research Center and being center director there to coming work most recently at the Human Exploration and Operations Mission Directorate. And the capacity that he did at the very end was really to help us get new technical plans put together to figure out how we're going to move human presence into the solar system. He worked across the directorate, he brought a new sense of technical rigor to us, and it was really just a really great way for him to capture all the things that he learned throughout his NASA career, and he's truly deserving of this Distinguished Service Medal.
Mr. Free is being recognized for a career of outstanding leadership, distinguished service, and significant contributions to NASA's mission success. Miss Lauren Leo.
I am delighted and honored to have nominated Lauren Leo for the NASA Distinguished Service Medal. Lauren was NASA's Chief Human Capital Officer and Assistant Administrator for the Office of Human Capital Management from August 2015 until May of this year. During this time, Lauren expertly and enthusiastically led NASA's efforts to strengthen employee engagement, develop leaders, and to create an innovative working environment in which all people can thrive. As a result, NASA employees have continued to rate NASA as the best place to work in government for 5 consecutive years and maybe 6 this year. Lauren engaged the entire human capital community to fundamentally transform how HR services are delivered in the future and to be at the cutting edge of human capital in the federal government. A key outcome of her vision has been the expansion of virtual collaboration across the NASA enterprise, thus allowing people to work together effectively across great distances. Lauren demonstrated leadership through respect, transparency, communication, and trust in her employees. She has a unique ability to connect with people, help them see the best in themselves, and to inspire others to continue their growth as leaders and stewards of the NASA workforce. She's a distinguished leader, a dear friend, a trusted colleague, a loving mother, a devoted wife, and an appreciative daughter to 2 amazing and proud parents. We miss you already, Lauren. You are most deserving of the highest ranking award given in NASA.
Miss Leo is being recognized for a career of outstanding leadership, distinguished service, and significant contributions to NASA's human capital environment. Mr. Robert Lightfoot, Jr.
It is my honor to recognize Robert Lightfoot with the NASA Distinguished Service Medal. NASA's had many great leaders, but not all have left a legacy of enduring quality in the way that Robert did. NASA and the world are better places thanks to him. He taught us to listen, to understand, and speak to be understood through the power of stories. He believed in the goodness of people and the power of positive thinking. He changed the leadership conversation, focusing on the strength of the agency through cross-center and cross-mission directorate collaboration. He displayed courage and fortitude as the man in the arena, doing the hard stuff and doing it well. It is with great affection, respect, and appreciation that we honor Robert with NASA's Distinguished Service Medal. We miss you, Robert.
Mr. Lightfoot is being recognized for a renowned career as a great leader to the nation's space program and the youth of this nation. Your tireless and steady leadership of the agency at the national and international levels while promoting teamwork, collaboration, diversity, and inclusion to successfully manage NASA's missions and programs will be remembered for generations to come. Dr. Ellen Ochoa.
It's truly my privilege to acknowledge Ellen Ochoa, a genuine leader, trailblazer, and space program legend with the Distinguished Service Medal. Her NASA career spanned 30 years, starting as a researcher in optics at Ames Research Center. She was accepted into the astronaut corps in 1990. After 3 tries, a true overachiever. She flew 4 shuttle missions, logging 1,000 hours in space. Since 2012, Ellen has been the 11th Center Director of the Johnson Space Center. A visionary, she led the JSC team through the transformative JSC 2.0. And as an influential agency leader, she became one of Robert's most reliable and effective champions for the new operating model. In an agency full of heroes and role models, Ellen was truly one of NASA's most beloved. Congratulations on your retirement and for receiving your 2nd Distinguished Service Medal.
Dr. Ochoa is being recognized for distinguished service as the leader of the NASA Johnson Space Flight Center, a critical and influential member of the agency's senior leadership team, an inventor, astronaut, celebrated woman in American history, and a role model for generations to come. Miss Krista Paquin.
Congratulations to Krista on receiving the Distinguished Service Medal. Very well-deserved award for a person who's had just an amazing NASA career. She came back to the agency to be the Deputy Associate Administrator for the Mission Support Directorate and then the Associate Administrator for MSD. And she really did an amazing job not only leading the organization but driving change, really needed and effective change for the agency. Then Robert Lightfoot pulled her up to the administrator's office as the deputy AA, and she also did an amazing job leading the agency in some really critical activities, to drive change and improvement. I really enjoyed working with Krista over the years. We miss her, and we wish her the best of luck in all her future work and endeavors.
Ms. Paquin is being recognized for sustained outstanding leadership while serving in numerous critical roles for the agency, leading to significant contributions in advancing aeronautics research, science, technology, and exploration objectives for the nation. Ms. Lisa Rowe.
Congratulations to Lisa on receiving this well-deserved award. She's just had an amazing NASA career. First at the Kennedy Space Center and supporting many shuttle launches, at the Johnson Space Center, leading the science activities for the National Space Station, and then in many leadership positions at the NASA Langley Research Center, where I got to know her very well. She's just been an amazing leader for the agency, really effective in everything she's done, and then concluded her career as the Deputy Associate Administrator, really providing incredibly effective leadership at the agency level. And I've just been privileged to have worked with her and for her over the years. Well-deserved award, and we wish her all the best of luck in all her future endeavors.
Ms. Rowe is being recognized for extraordinary contributions, distinguished service, and outstanding leadership in support of NASA's mission and the nation's space program. Your outstanding leadership will be an example for the agency for generations to come. Mr. Greg Williams.
Greg Williams has really been a tremendous supporter for NASA throughout his career. He began his career in the Science Mission Directorate. He did some early space station work up front. And then most recently he came to the Human Exploration and Operations Mission Directorate. And Greg helped put together our Journey for Human Spaceflight document and put together numerous plans and concepts for us to move human presence into the solar system. So throughout his career, Greg has been kind of a leader, had that big strategic vision, had a unique ability to pull together a diverse team to really accomplish amazing things. So he's truly deserving of this Distinguished Service Medal, and I think if you look back across his career, you can't find a person that's more deserving and of this recognition of this very special medal.
Mr. Williams is being recognized for outstanding executive leadership in advancing significant programmatic and highly technical, multifaceted, and complex missions for the benefit of humankind. Mr. Christopher Jones.
Chris Jones has dedicated his career to mission success at JPL and NASA, in particular the Voyager mission. Chris has supported the Voyager mission from its early development in the mid-1970s, through its launch in 1977, and through the planetary encounters with Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune in the 1980s. He continues to support the mission as it travels into interstellar space today, a span of 45 years. Although not officially a member of the Voyager team for all of those years, Chris has always answered the phone when issues arose with the spacecraft. His willingness to share his unique knowledge of the Voyager spacecraft with other team members throughout the decades of operations is a prime reason that Voyager mission has lasted so long and made so many remarkable discoveries. Voyager is one example of Chris's leadership and dedication to NASA mission success. There are many other examples of Chris sharing his time and skills with others and being a role model and mentor to young engineers. Chris, you are deserving of this award. Thank you for your support of the Voyager mission. Congratulations.
Mr. Jones is being recognized for distinguished service with the design, analysis, and team leadership of the Voyager 1 TCM thruster test, extending the science mission return by an additional 2 to 3 years.
Mr. Michael Milgaris.
Hi, my name is Chris Johnson, and I'm the NASA Project Manager for the Orion Capsule Parachute Assembly System, or CPAS. I wanted to take a few moments and speak about Neil Garros, who is my counterpart as the Jacobs Project Manager for CPAS. In the 8 years I've known Mike in this capacity, he has provided incredible technical leadership of the Jacobs contractor support team that is responsible for the development and qualification of the Orion parachute system. Mike's contributions have been a direct influence in the project's success, and what makes Mike distinguished is his engineering expertise and his leadership. He has added value in every aspect of his team's technical performance, including the design of complex airdrop test hardware that has successfully mitigated test technique risks and hazards that are of significant consequence. His own actions has also set an example for his team by traveling to Yuma for weeks at a time in the trenches, providing guidance and motivation in the buildup and testing of every parachute airdrop. And no job is too great or too small for Mike. He has even been seen sweeping the hangar floor for a clean and safe environment. His leadership has positively transformed the working relationships between government and Jacobs personnel during his tenure. And thanks to tight collaboration, teamwork, and high engineering expectations, under Mike's guidance, the CPAS team has had remarkable success. Mike's distinguished service and vision for the successful execution of the Orion CPAS project has without question made a profound impact to NASA's mission success, and Mike is very deserving of the NASA Distinguished Public Service Medal.
Mr. Neil Garros is being recognized for outstanding technical leadership of the contractor support team responsible for the engineering, assembly, and test operations of the capsule parachute assembly system.
Mr. Frank Mooring.
Frank is a journalist, and what I mean by that is he not only talks about the what, which is what we get out of a lot of reporters today. We get a lot of what's happening. One of the things that I miss about reporters like Frank, and specifically Frank's reporting, is that he dug into the why. And he did it in a way that was fair. He did it in a way that you could have a conversation with him. You could have a strong disagreement with him, but at the end you know that he was going to produce a fair report and that you were going to be friends afterwards. You could still have a conversation with him.
I nominated Frank Mooring for a medal because he has covered NASA for over 30 years, reporting on our successes and failures in such a way that he didn't take sides, he was fair and unbiased, and the American people learned much about what we're doing here at NASA. He's informed the American public, and by doing so has taught us about our current history and opened up the chapter for the future for America's space program.
One of the things I miss today is the quality of the reporting. It's easy to find people who have a keyboard and access to the internet and call themselves journalists because they can publicly post things on social media. Frank had to meet a higher standard in his reporting. He had editors to report to. He had standards through which he had to vet his sources and do it in a way that still captured the essence of the story. You know, it wasn't about the salacious headline for Frank. It wasn't about the thing that was going to get the most clicks. It really was about getting the story right. And at the end of a report or at the end of anything that, whether we found it offensive, whether we had problems with it or not, you knew that it was a fair report, and you knew that a lot of integrity went into writing that report. And that was one of the things that we admire about Frank.
Mr. Mooring is being recognized for outstanding service as a journalist whose reporting has significantly contributed to public knowledge and understanding of NASA's impact on our nation and the world. Dr. Eugene Parker.
Hi, I'm pleased to be here today to share a few thoughts about why I nominated Dr. Eugene Parker for NASA's highest civilian honor, the Distinguished Public Service Medal. To put it simply, it is my feeling that there is no scientist living today who has made more contributions of a profound depth and scope in science as Gene. Gene wrote the equations that describe, literally, how our universe works. As an educator to countless college students throughout his career, he guided and supported each new generation of scientists. From my own experience, I can say that Gene has been an example and an inspiration to me as a colleague, a leader, a mentor for young scientists, researcher of an absolute first rank, and a friend. Gene's legacy is nearly impossible to calculate, and his legacy is about to extend physically all the way to the sun. Gene's first mathematical descriptions of plasma, now called the Parker equation, will be put to the ultimate test with the launch of Gene's namesake, the Parker Solar Probe. I offer my deepest, heartfelt congratulations on this well-deserved honor to you, Gene Parker.
Dr. Parker is being recognized for a lifetime of extraordinary scientific achievement and outstanding leadership in space science and NASA's space program. Dr. Li-Chin Wang.
As a support contractor in our materials engineering branch for over 20 years, Dr. Len Wang has supported numerous flight projects in resolving complex issues using his high expertise in failure analysis and materials-related problems. A recent example is the Atlas Flight Laser, where he contributed to the understanding of an issue with the amplifier slab crystal design and performed materials analysis that led to a refined design. Len was also credited with a major contribution to the success of the NICER mission. In flight, on ISS, the NICER payload experienced unexpected behavior, and Len attended an emergency meeting where he made a recommendation on the spot that fixed the problem. He's valued around Goddard for his quick responses and thorough analyses. In addition, he mentored 3 junior engineers last year to help them improve their failure analysis skills and to ensure that continued expertise can be provided by our branch for years to come. This is in part why Dr. Wang deserves this award.
Dr. Wang is being recognized for exceptional contributions to NASA's mission in the areas of materials engineering and failure analysis.
Before we conclude, we would like to extend our special appreciation to Mr. Bridenstine, Mr. Jerzyk, Mr. Geyer, the Clear Falls High School Army JROTC Color Guard and the Clear Falls High School Troubadours, the ceremony staff and volunteers, and of course our host, Johnson Space Center, for all of your contributions in making today's ceremony a success. At NASA, our accomplishments are built on the hard work and legacy of those who have come before us. Thank you to all of today's honorees for giving us a strong and amazing foundation to continue making the impossible possible as we reach for new heights. Speaking of heights, there is one more person that would like to offer his congratulations from a pretty considerable height, roughly 250 miles above us. So I'd like to introduce my friend, Ricky Arnold, from the International Space Station.
Greetings from the International Space Station. I'm Flight Engineer Ricky Arnold of NASA, and I'm thrilled to be able to join you today. I'd like to take a moment to congratulate this year's distinguished honorees. We are so proud of you and your collective accomplishments. Your extraordinary work has advanced our understanding of science and engineering in ways few could have imagined. You've enabled the launch of robotic space missions, human spaceflight missions, and launch services programs. On behalf of my crewmates, let me thank you for all your outstanding contributions to NASA, benefiting our planet, and stretching our reach to explore the great beyond.
Thank you, Ricky, as if you can hear me. Let's give all of our distinguished honorees another round of applause. On behalf of the administrator, we'd like to thank all of you for joining us today.